Pride is sailing, so you know what that's right. It's time to tune in with Mona on Lots of Tea tonight.
She's finished with the makeup and the wig is on just right.
She's gonna spill the tea on her talk show, that's right. We're gonna speak on topics that might be hard to take. But understand we gotta until the whole wide world is awake. Let's not waste another moment and get on with the show. Cause it's time to get things started. Why don't we get things started?
You better get things started.
On the most sensational, informational, celebrational, conversational. Now it's time for Mona and her show.
Happy Pride Month, everyone, and welcome Thursday night here and Lots of Tea. It's good to be here with all of you. It is Pride Month, and we are ready. What's today? Thursday. Today's Thursday, and we are. I'm just setting my volumes here because I was recording some stuff for Pride, and my settings are like blaring in my ears. So, we're like what? A week and a day. A week and a day. A week and a day and an hour, a couple hours, something like that, away from our Pride. We're a day away from Cat Piss's Indiana Pride. We're going down to. Hi, Autumn. Look at. Oh my God, this is one of Autumn. This is one of the wigs that you gave me from your mom. I got all the. I love it. I love it. I was like, I'm gonna try this one on, and I put it on. I was like, oh, I kind of like it. So tell her thank you. I love it. I absolutely love it. So it's getting some good use. I just was like, before the show started, I'm over here like spraying it because I'm like, how do girls handle that long hair in your face? And Angel goes, why do you think I don't have it? You know. So, but I love it. Tell her thank you so much. It's good to see you. So, like I said, we were Pride, which thank you. It feels good. I didn't even look at what they are. Like, it feels real. It feels real. So we've got Indiana Pride with Cat Piss. We're there all day. I'm painting in the car at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6, 7, 8? Because I don't have to be at 10:30. 7:30, 8 o'clock. How about you? How about we pack the car at 7:30?
I'll be here at 7.
Waking me up. Indiana Pride, we're excited to go down there. It's their second annual. We were down there with them. Woo! We were down there with can't do that. This is one of my little Temu dresses that I got for Pride. I thought I'd just slip it on, and the little jacket that goes with it. It didn't come with it. I put it together. So this is a Amazon sequence short. Let me just tell you, wait till you see my costumes for Pride. Cannot wait. I am so excited about my costumes because Danielle, my drag mom, she goes above and beyond with her work. And I said, what, something I wanted, a DV Designs classic, which means feathers. But I don't send you a picture to show your mom. Okay, well, because I just took some of the intros going. I'll send it out in the commercials. So I said I want something a little different. I don't want it to be rainbowed out like that. I can only wear it in June. I want to be able to wear it all year. You guys, when you see it, oh my gosh, I can't wait to wear it. I'm wearing it on Saturday. We can't take pictures and post them on Saturday of that costume because I don't want to waste. I'm taking it to campus. I'm wearing it down there. So don't. Did you say you're not going to take any pictures of me anyway? Well, screw you then.
I will.
Last night they had Margie Netzel hosted the very first Sinjin. I can never say it. Synonym. I think that's how you say it. It's a synonym. So I can't even say it. Memorial art show. And let me tell you, I didn't get to go last night. I got something going on, GI issues. Like after I eat, if I eat anything, I bloat up really, really, really bloaty. I could eat a cracker. I could eat a cracker and it'll do it. Just bloat it. It's just like in my stomach. Danielle said I was as big as a house, but I was trying on my costumes, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go home. She was just kidding because I was like talking to her about it. I said, I don't know what's wrong. And I think a lot of it has to do with because now I'm sitting and I don't go anywhere. Like my job is I work from home, and then I'm doing this from home. I never leave my office. That's the only problem with working from home. You never stop working. You know, in pride. I wake up in my chair a lot too, and that's probably not good either. Probably not. If anybody has any ideas what is going on, but like it's like I haven't really gained weight. Maybe a little bit, a couple pounds here and there. But like I don't know, I don't like it. I get real bloated and uncomfortable. So what happens? I'll get like really bad acid reflux at times, and then the next day I'm nauseous. Like it starts out real slow, like kind of have that like sinus drainage stuff that you just like feel like that little nausea in the morning, and then it'll be like that, and then it just goes into full force, hates me, and that happened yesterday. So I was one of the judges, but I did go the night before and judge the artwork, and I tell you what, did anyone count how many they had? There was at least 50. At least it was a great turnout. There was all age groups. They did little kids was a 5, 6, 7. I don't remember what the cutoff was, but it went up to 12, and then 12 to 18, and then the adult category. And then they did you could enter the pride, like a pride themed art, and then best of show. And I'll tell you what, the Marilyn Monroe, Becky called me last night. We were talking about the different pieces. The Marilyn Monroe was my favorite, and I really wanted it to be one of the best ones. And the other judge, was fighting me on it. But I liked it. I'm going to ask Carolyn what was her favorite. And she's not, because she was a judge too. I'm going to ask her. Our guest tonight, we have been waiting. Oh my gosh, we've been waiting since for months. Couldn't wait to get to this show because we want to hear this story. We want to educate people on this because it's a very big issue. It's something that's that we're facing constantly in America, and that's human trafficking. So if you know anybody, I mean, we all know somebody. So call your friends, call your family right now. Tell them to watch the show, listen in, and get some education on this because we want to all stay safe at all times. Because you read it on Facebook, the people that are being followed around in Walmarts and stuff, and cars following you, and there's like all these other things. Like if you see a what is it, a t-shirt or something, I'm sure she'll tell us all that, like on your car or a water bottle, a zip tie. You seen
they put a zip tie on the door handle.
A zip tie on the door handle to mark the car so they follow it.
Money on the windshield.
Because you get out of your car, and so when you get out of your car, then could be laced with drugs. I watched that the other day, but that was something about the t-shirt. So I have no other big news other than we're going to talk pride here in a minute because Becky's going to come on with us. Is this what we're giving away tonight? This is the giveaway tonight. We're not gonna do it yet. Where's Pam at? I haven't seen her chime in yet. So it's mine and Marge's new cartoon gear. So mine says you're probably not gonna be able to see because look at she's got green on. Don't let anyone change who you are. This also comes in a shirt. You can get on our thread of the site. And then Marge says, be kind, be loud, be you. It's her little thing that also comes in a shirt and other things and all that. So you're going to get those two, whoever wins tonight, and my pride saying button, which is in a world full of storms, be a rainbow. And it has my signature down the bottom and the year on it. So that's what we're going to raffle off tonight or give away to one lucky viewer. We're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll be with Becky. I redid Large Marge's song, and now we can't even hear because she's not here type. Boo. I hurried up and did it, and she's not even here. Actually, I didn't put it over in the StreamYard yet because I can't find the video clip. I might have to make a new intro first. So we'll be right back after these. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Mona Lotz. You know, everyone always asks me where I get my beautiful necklaces from. Well, that's easy. It's Team BFF from Paparazzi. Look them up on Facebook. They're easy to find. Team BFF from Paparazzi. Where would my social media be without Kish Photography? They offer various photo sessions, an outside-of-the-box experience offered by doing these sessions in select locations that are not confined by walls. Angel has a selection of prints of various scenes and animals that are available for purchase as well. Kish Photography.
Are you and your family looking for the perfect puppy? Well, what if I told you that would be simple? You'd probably say that I was crazy, right? Because we all know raising a new puppy is never simple. But Truvy and her littermates went through what is called puppy culture, where they were given obstacles and challenges at the early age of 2 weeks old. They listen to fireworks and thunderstorms, so they're used to it, and they don't respond to it when it happens. Many other things, just like being housebroken and crate trained. She even sits down when it's time to eat instead of jumping all around like a crazy puppy. You don't believe me? Here, watch this.
Mommy Jill has made a good impression, hasn't she? Because her sits every day when I get your food, and I'm going to go over here because we're going to put a little water, and she's real excited about it. And watch, she'll sit. And she'll go over here and sit. Because she's a good girl. She makes her turn. A little water in it. Watch this excitement right here. I'm just going to put a little water in that right here. And it goes right to her bowl. There knows where her bowl is. And eats her breakfast.
So, if you're ready for that perfect puppy, contact Jill at 440-858-7273 or contact her at Facebook at Muddy Puppy Farm. Puppy's so good, you'll be glad they're a muddy puppy. And Truvy has 3 of her sisters still left back at the farm. They're looking for the best homes, so contact Jill today.
Oh my god, you guys. I just thought that I was hitting the video button, but I hit the take a picture button, and we're gonna look at, this is what my picture looks like right here. But anyway, listen. Earlier I took 2 of these gummies. Oh. Okay. Alright, they were delicious. Oh my god. Alright, bye.
I still laugh every time that stupid gummy thing comes on. I laugh at myself every time I watch it. It's too funny. And I'm like, all right, they were good. Bye. They were delicious. I'm going to bring on my little co-hostess, my little partner in crime for Prido. We've known each other for a long time. And through the veterinary world. And she's my hi Pam. I just said, where's Pam? I'm so glad you're here. Look at my new wig. Do you like it? I'm looking very ladylike tonight. But here she is, coming to you live all the way from Conneaut, Ohio, Becky Beeman. Hi.
Hey, Izzy.
And Izzy. Hi, Izzy. I'm not gay, but my wife is.
Hey.
That's funny. It's true though, right?
Well,
So,
today at
so
least.
how was we had an event day today? Becky remembers our crisis counselor here in Ashtabula. And you were busy today and every day, and
Yeah. Oh,
you're freezing up on me.
there I'm back.
Am I?
I saw that I was spiraling for a
There you
second.
You're right.
Yeah, busy day. I'm tired, but hey.
I know I am too. I'm
Yeah.
like crunch time and work and everything else too. I took off this weekend.
Yes.
Last week, but well, next year are you off next week? You're off
I
Friday.
only took off. Hi, Autumn. Yeah, I took off the day before Pride. Should have probably taken off like 2 weeks before, probably 3 weeks after.
I know, right?
Because
It's going good. We are there.
Kind of we're in whirlwind season. I cannot believe we are 8 days away.
Yeah.
8
And
days.
used to my living room.
Pride is next week.
My living room is to say the least. Thankfully, I don't have a dog that gets in stuff because she's such a good dog. Because I Amazon today, I was like, "What's in that box over there?" It was like the first box that came. Not a clue. It was the Lays.
We have Amazon Jungle here too.
Yeah.
You know, I have 2,000 beads for 24 different spots. I have, oh gosh, everything, you know, our American flags and the flag poles. And I mean, I have 600 balloons to blow up, and I have 2,000 bracelet strings to cut. So hey,
does anybody want to cut strings? We could use some help. Poor Becky. She's like studying cutting strings. And and she decides to take a class in the midst of all this, but you're excited.
Yeah, right. Perfect time to start advancing your degree is, you know, just enroll in school a month and a half before Pride starts, right when you're in the finish line, you know, just, you know.
But hey, you're excelling. What are you like? What do you have right now?
Pardon?
What's your grade right now?
I have a 99.59%. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you. We're so happy.
Yeah. I have a paper due this week too, but I can finish that up tomorrow. So we're good.
Oh, yeah. And we're good at gabbing. We know how to write. We're good at writing.
But especially, you know what? So 2 weeks ago, my paper needed to be on social justice. And guess what happened 2 weeks ago? The city council meeting.
Yeah.
Where I had to stand up and be an advocate for every single one of us publicly. So guess what? That made for a really great paper.
Yeah.
And this week is about like anti-oppressive social work practice, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, kind of directly relates to some of the things now too. My topic is going to be about misgendering, people in the trans community, and the importance of, you know, when they correct you, like, you know, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But once they correct you, you need to be corrected.
Yeah. You need to be corrected. You're right. Yep. It's hard. It was hard for me at the beginning because I was like, I don't understand. You know, and it just wasn't around. You know, I was in a relationship. We didn't go out to gay bars and stuff, so I wasn't around to even know that happened. I come back, like, you know, I was like, what do you mean? So it gets, you know, and older people.
I also have a section that I got to do on family dynamics, and my aunt gave me something to write on that section about too. So
Yeah. You're just
yeah.
the world is helping you. The world is
The
helping you.
world is helping
So
me, and yeah.
Karen
So
said at the next Karen, the next volunteer meeting is next Thursday. She said, could we cut string then or another time?
you know what? It's I'll probably be sitting in Jen's office some this week and trying to get
Yeah.
most of it done during the
And I know
week.
you're going to have them all cut before
Yeah, because
Thursday.
we're creating
You
the
guys are working on it and stuff too.
yeah, so we
The
should be
scavenger hunt's pretty
okay.
fun.
It's just
I may do the scavenger hunt. Let me try it.
you know what? Yeah, excuse me.
Because
You
none of
might get it
I
right,
don't
you
know
might
what
not.
to do. What's that?
Yeah, you might get it right, you might not.
Yeah. She has my signature on her. She has my signature. I signed Mona
Oh,
Lotz on
really?
Pam. You had it tattooed on, yeah. And my eyes are tattooed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pam,
Where's it
that's
on
some
her
dedication.
thigh? Yeah. I was like, this is really cool. Like I never, and then I actually did it
This one is
on
opposite.
paper too, so that it was so that it would be perfect. Because it's hard to write on skin.
This is my
But
kids.
I like that.
It's my kids.
I love it. So we
My
have
adults, but
bouncy houses. We have throw the rocks at the
are you gonna
protesters.
get
No,
the
I'm just
princesses
kidding.
right?
We have the princesses Ariel and Moana. Moana, did I say it right?
You got it right.
Okay, good.
Moana.
And because you know why? Because I want to say marijuana and I want to say Mama Juana, which is the cocktail drink. It's not a cocktail; it's the drink of Punta Cana. And then before you go, they bring it out. And it's like roots.
I think you told the Gazette.
Marijuana.
You told the Gazette it was Mayana, which is like an edible weed. I was like,
when did I talk
no,
to
not so
Gazette?
much. It's Moana, not Mayana.
They could have looked it up themselves, reporters. And what was I saying?
Yeah. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I just never know. I can't keep up with the times. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that it says that. That's funny. And we have the blow up ease things.
Yeah, you spelled it like Maya.
Did I? Okay. Because I put it in. I spelled it I spelled it right the first time, and then I was Googling it. And that's what it came up. I just grabbed it, copy and paste, and they used it. Did they? They use it that way?
No. They corrected it, but yeah, I caught it actually, and I was like, "No, it's Moana. Please put Moana."
So we were on the station this week out in Conneaut at sunrise, Becky and I, and talking, and that's made the Ashtabula events, and they only are letting locals in that group.
Oh, okay.
Because Scott down in DC is trying to get in the group, and they keep denying it.
Oh.
Yeah. So
yeah, well, I blocked some of the people because I was just kind of tired of it.
Yeah, I'm at the point now. I had fun
like,
all day
man,
today.
I'm missing some good tea. So then I was like, okay. So
It's
I
really
tried
sad.
to join. I tried to join on the on Ashtabula Pride's page, but I don't think that they accepted my request. So I was trying to like skirt around, like seeing the people that I still blocked. But then I was like, you know what? I don't even need, my brain is full enough right now.
I had fun throughout the day and last night, so I'm done with it.
Yeah, I'm so much looking forward to Pride and seeing the hard work pay off, and between work and school and Pride and all of the things, you know what, I don't have time in my brain, don't have space in my brain for all of that, because it doesn't matter if I'm scrolling and looking and getting myself worked up about it. I couldn't sleep last night.
I
I
know.
had so much anxiety and I was so upset and I cried about it this morning. And then I was like, wait a second. No.
Well, and it was like a
Um,
personal attack on you too,
it was. There was a lot.
so, and
There
then
was a lot of
that's a big
personal.
thing. When it's just the community itself, it's one thing, but when it's a personal attack just at you, it's like, no. And
Yeah,
then
and
you
and
wait
it's
for like the rest of the community to come back you up, and it's like crickets for a while, and then I waited
yeah,
all day to
and
use to use the one little ammunition, and it finally came through, and it was a good outcome, and I was happy with it. So
you know what? And I just decided that it doesn't matter. Um, I'm not going to let them live rent free in my head anymore.
or on
Um,
your page,
and it doesn't matter what we say to them because their opinions are just that. They are opinions. They are false. And anybody who knows me knows that that's not the kind of person that I am. And I
right?
don't need to defend that.
No,
Um,
no.
I can stand on my own and my integrity, and I'm not going to allow them space.
Anybody in their
Um,
right mind knows that. I mean, no, no.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to
clearly.
entertain anymore. But I just wanted to touch on that just
Oh,
briefly,
I
real quick.
thought the funniest thing, I do have to say this one. The funniest thing to me was I would take 10-year-olds and teach Sunday school and then take them
Yeah,
out and smoke dope with them
yeah,
on a
on the church
picnic
picnic
table.
table. Hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Right,
But you need to get right with the Lord, Becky. Now,
right.
because back then you weren't. You were right with the Lord, and you were teaching them how to smoke marijuana. So, I mean, it's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
There's a lot of education given out today, and that's what I want to keep it always. And we're going to be love and light, and that's what I said. My last comment of the day, the one right before I talked about the suicide, because the lady was like, no one's in Ashtabula has committed suicide over hate
But
or
they
anything like
have
that, but they have,
2 weeks ago.
and they do, yeah, they have.
Less
We
than
just
2
have,
weeks ago, actually. It was what,
yeah,
10 days ago or something like
yes,
that?
yes,
Um, and it was absolutely tragic and horrifying, and I'm so sad over it,
yeah,
but, um, you know what? This is why we have pride though, right?
right.
We have pride so that the Joes of the world don't have to feel alone,
Well,
and
and
they
I
don't
said,
have to feel and the Beckys of the world
yeah,
um, have a place to be where they're not being called groomer, all of
yeah,
these
that's
hateful
just such a stupid
things.
word.
Um, we have a place where we can be exactly who we are. We can love who we want. We can dress how we
And we
want,
can love each other.
and we can love each other.
Yeah.
I don't say it typically because I censor my words, but you know what? My rule is anybody can come, just don't be an ass. Don't
And
be
you
a
know
dick.
what? And this is the thing, because so many times today, people are like, "Oh, well, you're just jumping down." And one person said I was demon possessed because I immediately was like, on attack. I'm like, "You're judging. You can't judge people. You just can't do that. You can't come on here and preach and be judging at the same time. You can't do it. It doesn't work like that." And I was demon possessed and stuff, so I put her straight too. But I had two intelligent conversations today, and you're right. We don't have to agree. We're not always going to agree.
Mm-mm.
But you don't have to be ignorant, and you don't have to call names. You don't have to degrade people. You don't have to make things up and put words and say that we have mental illnesses and things like that, because
Yeah.
that's where you cross lines, and that's where you start stuff. But I had the two very good, intelligent conversations today with two individuals. We never even agreed on anything, really. I mean, but it was I can see your side, and thank you, and we're done. And that's how
And
people should do it.
I
And
think
the one
at
lady
the
that I showed you,
same
she apologized, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," like, after the suicide thing, and she's like, she feels horrible. Now she's like, "I'm sitting behind a keyboard and I'm splattering my mouth and not thinking," and
and a
in
lot
a
of
good
these
place.
things, because of my job, I
Yeah,
can't speak publicly in
right.
these kind of forums. I can't address a lot of these things that are said,
Right.
especially since I do crisis for the
Yeah.
county. Um, but what I can speak on without giving like super
Me
lot
too.
of details is um, there have been, the suicide rates are astronomical this year. And I know they spoke at the council meeting about last year's rates, but just wait until the numbers come out for this year. It's horrifying. And some
Children.
of this is so preventable. Joe, it didn't have to happen. You know, it was senseless. I am heartbroken at their heartbreak, and I am heartbroken that they felt so alone. You know, I wish that I would have personally known them. I wish that I would have had an opportunity to say
That's what I said
somebody
too,
who
with
loved
Pride being so
you.
close, and she could have came and met people and had a new family and
Yeah,
speaks
like,
to
I
the
wish I could have offered,
just put out 2
community
weeks.
to her.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And the last thing I want to say on it, we're going to bring our special guest is I told, I finally was like, this is my last statement was, all day long, well, the kids, protect the kids. They, protect the kids, because I said at one point I was like, because we're going out there with the drink the gay Kool-Aid, hurry up and learn how to do flowers and make curtains before you learn how to put oil in a car. And, because that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But I said, since all of you are so worried about the kids, I am too. There's probably going to be protesters there. There could be some, protesters that may not care that there's kids there. They may, who knows? I just put that out there. I said, why don't you all come and just form a wall in front of the protesters? That way they can't hurt the kids that are down taking part of the festivities. I said, take a break from the sheep night. But anyway, enough of that. We're going to bring our special guest on right now. Her name is Caroline, and she is from the wonderful Ohio here in Northeast Ohio. How are you doing, dear?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Great. We have been so excited since Becky told me to bring you on as a guest of the show, just to have you here to talk about what you have to talk about. And so you are the co-founder of
the Alliance Against Human Trafficking here in Lake County.
In Lake County.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know, Lake County is next to our county of Ashtabula. It's the next county over. And so how did this start?
So my daughter, Courtney, was a victim. And while she was alive, I told her that I wanted to teach people about human trafficking, because when I learned what victimization was, I didn't know the vernacular. I didn't know the terminology. I not only had to educate myself, I had to educate local law enforcement and medical providers, mental health providers, who actually were ahead of the curve in most cases. It was Courtney's case manager who told, when Courtney went missing, she was an adult. She said, your daughter is at risk of human trafficking. Please reach out to the Northeast Ohio Human Trafficking Task Force. And I did. And it was at that point, she was missing June 1st of 2019 from a group home in Lake County that served mental health, dual diagnosis patients and clients. It was a state-run group home. And her trafficker, and I know you hate this word, but groomed and lured her. Like, that's true grooming.
Yeah, right.
What you all are doing, you're people, you're humans. And I believe in trauma-informed, victim-centered approaches. It's really human approach. And personally, I'm an ally. I support you, and I want to be a safe space. I've had safe space training. I am a secretary at Cleveland State University, and in my office, if you come to my office, you will see the gay pride flag. You'll see the trans flag, and I have the most beautiful Legos. That everyone is awesome, and it's all the colors, because I want students who come there, if they have a smile on their face and they're hurting deep inside and they're suicidal, I want them to know they have a safe space. If they're a victim, I am a mandatory reporter. So if a student comes to me and discloses, I have to report in that capacity. Now, as the co-founder of the Alliance Against Human Trafficking, it's not unusual for me to go to a presentation and to have somebody disclose to me. If it's a professional, certainly they don't violate HIPAA or tell me any personal case information or names or anything like that. But they ask me for contact information, and I try to connect people, which is how I got into Ashtabula, because I connected with some folks in Ashtabula, and our outreach extends beyond Lake County. We do cover Northeast Ohio. And we don't provide services, though. We only provide education and connect resources. So if anybody has any questions or wants to know what human trafficking is and is not, they can reach out to us, and we will provide free community education anywhere in Northeast Ohio, virtually anywhere, essentially, but in person. And they can reach us at info@allianceagainstht.org. And I did want to dispel a couple of the myths that you said at the beginning, though. It's not zip ties. It's not T-shirts. It's not kidnapping. It's not smuggling. It's not always immigration. Human trafficking is happening globally. And what our Northeast Ohio Human Trafficking Task Force sees the most of is domestic. That means children and adults who are born and raised here. My daughter was victimized in Ashtabula County. She resided in a nursing home for a period of time because her mental illness was very severe. And it was at that point where a drug trafficker tried to exchange drugs for sex with her, actually spent the night in the nursing home with her in a locked ward. Yes. And that's when I learned what human trafficking was, because I contacted an attorney who is a friend of mine and said, I need to get a restraining order or a civil protection order against a man who is coming to my daughter's group home in Willoughby when after she was released and bringing her drugs. I thought he was a drug dealer. And she shared with me that he was trafficking her. And I said, I don't know what that means. He's a drug trafficker. And she said, no, he's trafficking your daughter. She can't consent. First of all, she had a mental illness. She was deemed incompetent by the court. I had legal guardianship over her, so she could not consent as an adult. She could not, she was impaired. And then add substances to that, she was further impaired. And consent has to be enthusiastic. It has to be informed. And it has to be yes from A to Z every step of the way. And I'm not talking, when we teach consent, a lot of people, they get nervous, parents get nervous about that. It's a safe space. It's not always about sex. However, in this case, in my daughter's case, there's sex and labor trafficking. In her case, she was sex trafficked. She was also labor trafficked, but that's another story. But because I had difficulty with police believing me, they thought she was the perpetrator. They thought she was the criminal. She was the one who had drugs. So she was charged. As a victim, she was being coerced. At times, she was forced to use drugs, which is not uncommon. I never did get a civil protection order against that man. However, I hired a private detective who worked with the police, the local police. They came to the group home. They tried to arrest the man who had a warrant in Ashtabula to send him back to Ashtabula. He had back child support, and they weren't taking those warrants at the time. And 5 years later, he was arrested by the Ohio State Highway Patrol in July of 2023 as a child sex predator. Oh my God. And I can assure you he's in jail. And that was grooming. That is what grooming really looks like. And it's a shame, and it makes me sad to hear you all talk about what's happening on Facebook and the posts and people accusing you of pedophilia when really other people are hiding behind that. It's not because anybody is gay or trans or bi or LGBTQ plus. And the truth is, for human trafficking, that can be a vulnerability, because if someone is not accepted by their family, if they are forced out of the home and they go missing or they're homeless, many of our LGBTQ plus youth are homeless or missing, and they can be victimized. That's who traffickers are looking for. They're looking for anyone with the vulnerability. It could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be a child. It doesn't matter age, race, gender, socioeconomic status. If you just want to be loved, that can be a vulnerability. So I strongly support everything that you're doing. As I mentioned, I am an ally. I do believe in safe spaces. I do believe in education. I'm going for my doctoral degree at Cleveland State University.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, for public affairs and administration in urban studies, because I so strongly believe in this and want to help vulnerable populations so that this victimization doesn't happen to somebody else. Because my daughter went missing for the last time from that group home in November of 2021, was lured away by a trafficker, and was found deceased in an abandoned apartment in Cleveland, Ohio on February 7th of 2022. And I don't want any families to ever suffer what she suffered and what we've suffered because of her victimization.
So she was, you had no idea where she was at. I mean, you had no clue, nothing. She just was gone.
She was gone. Yeah. She texted me. I think it was the last text I received from her. She had a burner phone. We couldn't track it, trace it. She left her regular cell phone back at the group home. But she borrowed somebody else's phone, but and I always give those leads to police. She texted me, "Happy birthday. I'm traveling," and she made it sound like she was okay. So I don't know where she was traveling or where she went to, but prior to that, she had been trafficked in several counties in Ohio. She'd been trafficked across the country. She was cited by police in Brush, Colorado when she was missing at one point, California, Michigan twice. She was recovered from Michigan once with the police assistance, because the police here were educated. And when they received that call when she was missing from another agency, they said, "Please hold her. She's under legal guardianship." The chief actually contacted the judge and said, "What do I do?" And the judge said, "You treat her like a juvenile. Even though she's an adult under guardianship, treat her like a juvenile. Her parents will go get her." And we did. And we brought her home for medical care. She was trafficked in New Orleans, Louisiana. Each time she went missing, she ended up somewhere different. We Ubered her home from Michigan one time. We got her back on a Greyhound bus another time, when she would finally reach out and say, "I'm ready to come home." She wasn't bound by change. She wasn't forced to stay, but the psychological and the trauma bonds kept her there. She thought one person was her husband, and it was somebody who gave her a quota and would not let her sleep in the apartment unless she brought home a certain dollar amount each day. So it's a horrific crime.
So, I mean, not to go too crazy. I mean, you can go however you want on our show. For all the viewers, explain the word trafficking, because I mean, a lot of it will sound like prostitution. A lot of it sounds, like, I mean, you're like trafficking, and she's going to all these different states. So, give us what all that means. Like, what you're saying in that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So the best place to find information about what human trafficking is, it's the Department of Homeland Security, and it's called the Blue Campaign. And they have videos that they teach to children that's easily understood, even by us adults. And there's one cartoon that they use. It's Maya's story, and it shows how somebody befriends her and pretends to be a love interest, and asks her to do favors. "You love me, right? You'll do this for me, right?" So it can look like prostitution. However, in the state of Ohio, anyone under the age of 18 cannot prostitute themselves. They are prostituted. And Delilah Rose is absolutely correct. As a barber and cosmetologist in the state of Ohio, they are educated about human trafficking. The only laws in the state of Ohio that I'm aware of where training is mandated by law are for CDL drivers, truck drivers, and for cosmetologists and barbers. Now, that doesn't mean other professions don't get training, but those are the only laws that require it.
So I get the truck driver thing, because moving them.
So that's movement,
changing identities. Is that what the cosmetologist part is? The changing identity?
Actually, that's interesting. So to go a little bit further into the human trafficking and the truck driving and the identification. So there are two forms of trafficking. There's sex trafficking and labor trafficking. And then there are a variety of other forms under that. For example, domestic servitude. So if you go to a hotel, the hotel may not realize that their staff are being trafficked because it might be an independent company who is not paying them properly or not following the federal wage laws. Labor trafficking does happen here in Ohio. And as far movement is not a requisite. So even though Courtney was trafficked across the country, she was also trafficked out of residences. So somebody children and adults can be trafficked out of their own homes. They could, and they can be trafficked by family members, but that's not what I'm talking about. It can be somebody reaches out to them on social media and says, hey, meet me. And they walk down the street, they're picked up, they're forced to do sex acts in exchange for anything of value, whether that be money, a place to stay, food, clothing, purses, cell phones, whatever a child or adult might need. And then they take them and drop them back home, off on the corner or near their home. They walk home and a parent may not even know what's happening. And that was the case with us. We didn't know that Courtney was a victim. She was an adult. Her victimization began at the age of 23. She met her trafficker when she was hospitalized in a mental health, inpatient in a mental health hospital. And there were also drug dealers who had themselves admitted to rehab centers to recruit clients. Yeah, right.
See,
it's horrific. It's insidious.
Yeah, you just made it just totally like darker.
It is.
Because
And
when I
it's
hear
not,
human trafficking, I think of abduction, take
Nope.
you somewhere and you're kept.
Nope. It's a friend.
You don't even know it's happening.
It's a friend. It's a family member. In rural Ohio, there was recently a case where, actually, I can't remember if it was Ohio. It may not have been, but in rural areas, this is known to be true. Sometimes there's familial trafficking to pay the rent, or for if somebody has an addiction within their family, they will sell a family member for drugs. So it's horrific, and it's not stranger danger. And that's what everybody thinks. You think you go to a gas station and somebody's going to kidnap you. No, it's when you go to a movie theater and there's somebody sitting next to you who pretends to be a friend or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a partner, a love interest, a mentor. It's insidious. And that's what grooming is. So when people so to be educated and understand what grooming is, if somebody says that to you, say, oh no, I know what grooming is, and that's not what's happening. Right. Learn about Pride and learn about human trafficking, and you'll learn what grooming is.
Right.
Yeah.
And
totally different.
sometimes, like with the trafficking, it can look like, if you love me.
Yep.
If you love me, I love you. So in order for you to prove that you love me back, I need you to do this.
Right.
And
this is how we're going to pay our rent this month.
Right.
And in Appalachian counties, and Ashtabula County, Lake County, we're all Appalachian counties. Yeah. Familial trafficking is pretty heavy too.
Yes.
It's people's uncles, it's people's fathers, it's by and large, it's moms,
right?
Moms trafficking their children for rent.
Yeah.
It really isn't the big white van gonna snag you off the street. That's a very common misconception.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it.
But once you see it, you can't miss it. And Becky's right. It's relational. So if you're taught to see it, it's somebody you can see every single day. You work in your home, Mona, but it can be a peer, it could be a coworker, it could be a neighbor, it could be a relative. As I mentioned, I thought
it's people preying on your vulnerability.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I thought my daughter was making bad choices. She had a mental health illness. She was addicted to drugs. I didn't realize that it started with people forcing her to take drugs that caused that addiction. And then that cycle just continued. So here, I'm going to leave you with some hope though, before we get too late into this, and I'll certainly answer more questions if you have them. Yes. It's really important. So I have a dear friend, her name is Alexis Albro, and she teaches trauma-informed, victim-centered approaches. And she is, I'm going to mess up her title, but she is a trauma-informed coach. She's certified, and her website is Survivor Rising. And she has taught me so much, along with so many people. Oh my gosh, I could give you a whole list of names, and thank you to all of them who've educated me. But Alexis specifically teaches about a cycle of re-victimization. And this can happen for any trauma. So if anybody has trauma in their life, whatever it looks like, big or small, it can be huge to us, right? But they have that trauma, then they try to adapt and adjust their life to that trauma. And then they find meaning. And it's at that point where they're trying to find meaning. Where do I belong? Where do I fit in? who loves me? Do I stay? Do I go? That's when providers and friends and community members, like all of us, can step in, and we can provide trauma-informed approaches just by being sensitive. You can be trauma-informed with your coworkers, and you can stop that cycle. And then if you provide resources to that person or a safe space, it can lead them to healing. And if you lead them to healing, it stops that cycle. If you don't, they're at risk of re-traumatization and going through it again and having further harm. And there's only two ways you can exit that cycle, and it's either death or leaving the life or stopping that trauma or addiction. So, and I see Becky nodding her head. It's just, so we can be helpers, we can be healers, and we can stop that cycle of re-victimization. We can arrest perpetrators, and we can report to police.
And I see now why this is so big. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Where the LGBT community is so a target.
Absolutely.
Very much.
Because you're a child in a home and you're kicked out on the street and you're just looking for love, and there's someone giving you love, but it's not love.
Right. So you don't identify them. You don't identify. You're not a victim. You don't identify as a victim. You're in a relationship. Right. They're not your trafficker. They're your boyfriend. They're your girlfriend. They're your spouse. They're your partner. They're your friend. They're your parent. And then add the power and control. You know, if it's a parent, they don't know that there's any other type of relationship other than that power and control and that love they feel for that person, even if they're mistreating them. They just don't know any different.
I mean, battered wives or people in narcissistic relationships that are in a trauma bond. I mean, you're just going to go to this trauma bond. You're going to go to that one.
It's trauma bond. That's exactly what it is. Absolutely. And I did a training yesterday with Mary Kate Wagner she's an advocate with the Ohio Attorney General's office. And she stated, and I don't know what statistic it is, but there's research that shows that in human trafficking, whether, I don't know if it's sex or labor, she didn't specify, but it's closer to 50-50 with males and females, if we're binary, than expected. And part of the problem is, first of all, victims don't often report, and less males report because they don't want to be considered a victim. So it's really difficult to get somebody resources who's targeted, like you said, in the LGBTQ plus community, if they don't seek help. But I just want to tell everybody, help is available. Ashtabula has resources, Lake County has resources, Northeast Ohio has resources, and I am listed on the Ohio Anti-Human Trafficking Coalition website for the state of Ohio. And if somebody goes there and goes to Lake County, they can literally click on Lake County and get my cell phone number and call me, and I don't provide resources, but I will direct them either to the Northeast Ohio Human Trafficking Task Force or to any resources that I know. But better yet, instead of me, since I don't provide resources, the Ohio Attorney General lists, they have a victim services directory. So if you go to the Ohio Attorney General Human Trafficking Initiative website, they have a victim service directory that you can look up whatever service you need within the state of Ohio, and you can even call them directly. They will talk to survivors. They will talk to victims. They will talk to service providers. They will help, and they will help connect you with services. And yes, we have bi-monthly meetings that you just popped up there.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome.
Before we go to those real quick, I want to ask a question. I think that
of course,
it popped into my head because when we had at the beginning of the year, or when we came back to doing last year, when we came back to doing the show, I'm so flustered right now. I'm like,
sorry,
like all Becky, you're right. Like I'm just like I feel icky inside. You know what I mean? Like it's scary. It's scary.
You're doing good though. You're raising awareness. Please don't feel that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But my thing is like we've had people reach out and be like, I didn't know that I was in a narcissistic relationship until I watched the show. What can people look for in their own lives? Is there a way that you can look at something yourself and you're like, whoa, wait a minute? Or is this just like something that they are just like ping you and you're just
no,
you don't ever recognize it?
As people can have self-awareness, but oftentimes people who are living that life, or if they are in the game and they may believe that they are prostitutes, that they're escorts, that they're sex workers. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but if it's pimp controlled prostitution, it's human trafficking. Nobody grows up and says, I want to be a prostitute. I want to be brutalized and victimized. You know,
Right.
So many times society normalizes that and they blame the victims. And it's really important not to victim blame. But for human trafficking to happen, you have to have a victim, a buyer, and a perpetrator, and the perpetrator is the trafficker. So if we could stop demand, and if people stop buying sex and stop using people for profit, for labor, then we can stop human trafficking. But I want to give you the Northeast Ohio Human Trafficking Task Force number, because they handle Sandusky all the way to Ashtabula. Let me just look that up real quick, because if people want to call and report, it's through the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. It's 24-hour dispatch. They can report anonymously, but they do have to leave a message for a detective to call them back. So, but the detectives won't disclose their information. And that is 216-443-6085. And if they call local police, they can call 911 if it's emergent. They can call their local police. I know Ashtabula County does work with the Northeast Ohio Human Trafficking Task Force. And there's plenty of service providers there. There's a list of services that is shared by I think it's 211 and the 411, or 411 for the 211. There's a lot of great networks, and I'd be happy to share any information I have with you all as well.
Let's go back. We brought some slides with you. Go ahead and talk about these meetings.
Sure. So September 18th is our next meeting. We have two guest speakers. The first is Samantha Salomon. She's an attorney with the Summit County Collaborative Against Human Trafficking, and she also works with Asia Ohio. So there are interpretive services available for the Asian community, for the Hispanic community. And so we just want, what we do is we connect resources and teach people that there is help available. And we're also going to have Judy Burr from the Project Hope for the Homeless, who does outreach. This is a law enforcement training, and advocates are welcome as well. This is a skills training, so it's not open to the community. You must work with human trafficking victims, survivors, or at-risk individuals, youth or adults, for interdiction and special victim methodology training. It's free. It's a Cleveland State, and you must be vetted and register, and that information is available there.
That's great.
And then this, I'm very proud of this. I am a board member for Cleveland Missing. And this is the organization founded by Sylvia Colon and her cousin, Gina DeJesus. So not everything is human trafficking. However, there's horrific crimes that are happening with youth and adults who go missing. And so they raise money to help families who have loved ones who go missing, like my daughter, Courtney. And they do amazing work. It's the only brick and mortar location in Ohio, and I believe in the United States. They do help families from all over the United States. If anybody wants to help them out, buy a ticket for their summer sizzle fundraiser. It's $100 per person, or you can get a whole table if you use that barcode right there. It's a great time. They have giveaways. Chris Hansen is going to speak about To Catch a Predator. So if you want to know what a real predator is, watch his show and go hear him speak.
That might be something we all looking into doing, Becky.
Right. I think we should.
Nice.
When you're armed with knowledge, you know, and once you start to know things, then you can't unknow them, and that is a good thing.
Right.
And Carolyn, I just want to say, I've told you this before, and I'll tell you again. Thank you for what you do and for turning your pain into a purpose.
Yeah.
Because you may have lost your daughter, but you are saving countless others. Mm-hmm. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you. And Autumn asked how you get training. All you have to do is reach out to info@allianceagainstht.org and set something up with us. There are 3 co-founders, and we're happy to come out and do a community presentation for you. If you go to YouTube, I also did a video. It's called Coffee with the Cops at Lakeland Community College. And you can see a 40-minute presentation of me teaching to basically college kids. So it's PG-13. It's age appropriate. Nothing sensational. It's not this scary, horrific, scandalized talk. I talk just like this. In the picture you just showed, that was my daughter, Courtney.
Yeah.
So the training that's coming up in July, if anybody wants to make a citizen level donation, you can do so. We've got the training paid for. We've got parking paid for. We're trying to raise money to feed the police and advocates and medical professionals who show up. So if anybody's interested in making a donation or know of any corporations, they can also reach out to me at CSU or go to the Scale Funder page with the human trafficking training for Cleveland State Police Department.
And you're going to be with us next Saturday?
I am. I am going to be at Pride. I'm going to host a table. I hope you have one reserved for me.
I do.
Okay, wonderful. And I'm going
right in the middle of where the stage and all that is. You'll be right there. You'll be able to see the shows all day. And
I will be there. And so we have a brochure that it's for Lake County, but the Alliance Against Human Trafficking partnered with, we're partnering with other coalitions for that. But the brochure is with the Lake County General Health District, LGBTQ plus allies, Lake County. And I think that's it. Just those three. I think I said them all. Alliance Against Human Trafficking, Lake County General Health District, and LGBTQ plus allies in Lake County, because we believe in harm reduction. And if we partner and we teach about naloxone training and human trafficking, and that you have a safe space and teach safe workspaces, we all partner together. That's really important. We have to blend those resources because collaboration is key. No one person can do this work alone. So Becky, thank you very much for your kind words of support tonight. And Mona, thank you for having me today. This is a really important topic. And I appreciate both of you.
It really is. And, and I was sitting here thinking that through this whole thing, listening to you, at first I was like, we didn't touch on our daughter. We don't have to.
No. This is in her honor. This is in her memory.
Right. We don't need to know all the detail. We don't need to.
No.
It's beautifully done. And you've done a wonderful job. And like Becky said, you're not sitting at home, pity me. You're doing something for the community. So it doesn't to stop it from happening to someone else's child. And that's important.
It's peppered with a little bit of details. You heard where she was, some of the places she was trafficked to, who two of her traffickers were, how she died, that she had substance use issues, concurrent issues. So believe me, her story's peppered in there, and she's always my chapter one. She will be the chapter one in my dissertation when I complete my PhD, and I hope to one day write a book about her and her life and her legacy.
I will buy it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Carolyn. And we are excited to see you at Pride. And if anybody has any questions, you're going to be answering questions that day as well, right?
Very good. Yes, I'll be available.
So you'll have information and all that. So again, thank you so much for your time. I know it's valuable and we appreciate it so much. And we're always here for you. If you've got some news for us or ever want to come back, we're more than welcome to have you back. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for all you're doing. God bless you. So we have you seen? Oh my God!
Did I tell you?
I can't breathe. I was like holding my breath the whole time. I'm like, you start thinking like, oh my God.
I was in a trauma-informed training with her, and she educated about human trafficking, and it's very eye-opening. And when you start to see things, you start to recognize.
Yeah. I just think of like a van pulling all these people in, German guys or something, you see in a movie and they haul you off in a way.
Yeah, it's not like Taken. It's not like the movie Taken at all. It is. It is. It's those people sometimes that you think.
Oh God, it's disgusting.
That you think love you. Yeah. So happy thoughts.
Happy thoughts. I have a Pride shirt. Logan let us have his Pride shirt tonight. The what? I know the one green spot that's like you can see me through there, and then the back with all the sponsors on it.
Look at our sponsors.
Look at all those. And they don't even have the new one because I updated it. I know. You know what? And I said I've got to stop doing this because we had a deadline for a reason, and every time we get money, I throw it on there. But isn't that beautiful?
That is a full shirt. Thank you.
I mean, think of when we first started, we started getting sponsors, and I was like, "Oh, here's the back of the shirt." You're like, "It's a little pathetic looking." And now,
I said, "Let's not post that
let's
shirt."
Not post that
it's got like 3 people on it.
I mean, it is beautiful, 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 and we're gonna have the sponsorship board. If you haven't bought a shirt,
support. We touched on the controversy earlier, and the attacks. But you know what? For every one negative person, we have 5 positive.
Yeah.
The back of our shirt shows that. Everybody on tonight shows that. And our amazing crowd that we are going to have in 8 days is going to show that. So I am pumped. I am excited.
I am too. And and this is the thing, like the best publicity ever. It's been positive. We've been positive. We are there to love. I got a phone call today from the concession owners down there, and they just want to make sure, like, did we need anything for like bathrooms and stuff? And she like explained everything to me. And I said, well, I was like, get a hold of Mike Wooden because he's like the grounds person, and give him a key. He can go right in there and get the toilet paper, and if we need it.
Yeah, and the city said that they'd make sure that we had extra
it was fully stocked,
and things to keep it stocked up. So, yay!
Yeah, it was cute. She goes, I walk Walnut Boulevard every morning. I live down there, and she goes, and I just walk by and I hear people talking and tell me stuff. And she goes, you know what? I got 14 different stories today. None of them match. She goes, I'm calling the people myself, because she didn't know if we were using porta potties. People are talking about if we're having porta potties or not. Small town fun, like, you know what I mean? It cracked. I was like, she's like, I'm just letting you know, I'm not calling because I have a complaint or anybody's complaint. She goes, but I'm walking and somebody's talking about porta potties, or they having porta potties there at the Pride. They're using the back. She's like, she goes, but it made me think, like, maybe I should ask you, like, do you have it under control? Do you need, do you need anything for the bathrooms? And she's really cute. She was really cute.
That was very sweet.
It was. She goes, I'm excited for you guys. She goes, I'll probably stop down and see you all. So I was like, awesome. But yeah, we're gonna have a good turnout. Gallo today was like, do you think because she was the connect? Gallo was the connect. So they messaged Gallo, and then Gallo messaged me, and she's like, do you think maybe we should get some porta potties? She was like,
no.
She's like, do you think we have enough? She's like, is that enough bathrooms though for like thousands of people to come? And I said, well,
you know what? Next year. Women have stood in potty lines for centuries.
Yeah. You know what? Wear your bathing suit and go out in the lake.
Go in the trees.
Yeah, let's not encourage that.
Ladies' backyard, borrow it.
No, I don't even go on the lake because little kids do that, and I'm not. Nope. So we've got 12 o'clock, guys. Be there. Opening ceremonies. We got a lot going on.
We have a lot.
We have minute to win it games, and we didn't talk about that either.
It's going to be so much fun.
So we're going to do a show, and then Becky comes up.
Yeah. So half of my life is super serious, but I get to just have that other side of my personality out where I get to be extra too.
She had me make the line dance mix. So you all.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell people that.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Hey.
Country line dancing.
No, well, we'll say it. We're going to have, like, right in the middle of the day, we are going to have a pretty awesome dance break.
Hey, maybe you're going to spur the world records. Who knows?
Featuring me in my rainbow tutu. And, we're going to get the party pumping. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah. I know we had 3 porta potties at the first Pride. It wasn't even enough because there were so many people. And then we had minute to win it games.
Minute to win it games, lots and lots of them.
Tell them what that is, because people are like, "What does that mean?"
It's
a minute. To win it.
Yeah, literally. Like the games happen quick, they're fast, but they're a lot of fun. Usually they can be done in a minute. I don't want to give a whole lot of details and spoil some of the fun.
Something you probably seen on maybe TikTok or
TikTok. There was literally a whole
Christmas
game show series called Minute to Win It.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ashley.
Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres did a lot of these types of games on her show. Things like that. It's just
silly little fun little things.
Silly little humorous things. And we're gonna have for all age ranges too. Some of them will be based for kids. Some of them are going to be like the adult crowd. Nothing scandalous, of course, but it's all going to be fun.
I should have loaded the minute to win it game sound in here so everybody will know, and it's time for minute to win a game because it's got its own little intro.
So, and I will probably be like combing the audience a little bit like towards the end of some of the shows, right
So
before
if you want to
on,
be,
kind of.
look for Becky.
Yeah. So if you're gonna want to play,
Now, what happens if you don't want to play and you pick somebody? Do they have to play anyway?
no, I would never for a second make anybody feel uncomfortable in our space, right? Because we
Right.
just talked about it. So we're going to make
Yep.
everybody comfortable and
I just
have
because
fun. And I will not impose my
Right.
game upon somebody who
Right.
does not want it.
And that's why I said that, because people, they run. They're afraid they're gonna get picked for something. They run, man. They're like, I'm
Yeah,
outta here.
nobody's
I'm
going to
not
be
gonna play.
forced. You play if you want to play.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to want to play, especially when they see some of the things that
The
we're gonna be
prizes,
giving
right?
away.
Yeah, some good prizes,
So,
some really good prizes.
some
Hey, we
really
got stuff
great
to raffle
prizes.
off too. Oh, I forgot. My old boss, his wife and her daughter, they made two baskets today. I have an all electronic basket. It has
Okay.
the
So then can I say
keyboard and
I
the mouse.
resign again?
Huh? Oh, yeah,
I
right.
resign
And
again.
it has earbuds and everything lights up. Everything's like, it lights up. Like the keyboard lights up, the mouse lights up, the earbuds light up. There's a light strip for your room.
Right. So
There's like two other
I
things in there.
resign so that I can
When
win.
that, and then the
I
other one was like a self-care. It has like a I don't know if it's heated or cool mask, but it also plays music. How cool is that?
Have Logan buy tickets.
Yeah. It plays
Yeah.
music, so you have like your mask on, and then they have like a candles in there, and like a warm, like a fuzzy blanket and stuff. It was
And
really
how
cool. I
about
thought
our
that was really nice.
cruise? We are giving away a cruise in 8 days here.
Yeah, a cruise, people, for
And we thought
$10.
it was just going to be Alaska, but when the voucher came in and they threw in that it could be
Right.
Hawaii or Mexico too,
We've
yeah.
had a couple
so
more this week.
I messaged Miss Mona and I said, I resign effective immediately. And Mona's like, no, wait, what are you saying? And called me and was like, no, this is not a text conversation. What's going on?
Because I hadn't known yet. I was
saw
busy.
the voucher and I want to go to Hawaii. That's what happened. Like,
Yeah.
um,
And people, there's only been like maybe 30 people have done this. We've got to have more people than that to pull for a ticket for a cruise. So get your tickets.
well,
Y'all
let's
better
be
bring
good
some money.
then,
Listen,
aren't they?
y'all better be bringing some money. If your paycheck is this Friday, better save it for next Friday.
Save it for next Friday.
Yeah. Start saving. If you got
$10
Christmas money put
tickets for
aside,
those.
because we've
We
got
are
the
also
50-50
raffling off a giant inflatable
bounce house.
bounce house.
I swear there's
Yeah.
something moving in this.
Love it. Fly.
Oh, that fly must have went up in there. There was a fly. I can't stand flies. I can't.
You can die in
It's one of the things I do not like about summer's flies.
Yeah, Autumn, you can win it.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, win it, Autumn. But we have baskets from all. Most of our vendors are bringing a basket.
Great
Or
basket.
gift certificates. Our VIP passes. We've been selling those too. I put a bag together today. They're really cute. The bag's about like this big. It's got tons of stuff in it. Angel's getting the pictures printed. The
Pride,
pictures
Karen.
all done.
Pride is the last day to do the cruise.
Yes, we're doing it. We're drawing the cruise at the end of
5
Denise
o'clock?
Russell's show at 5:45.
Okay. So
Right
see,
before
right after
LimeWire.
the dance break,
Yep.
Denise Russell cruise.
Yeah,
What a fabulous hour that's gonna be.
yeah. And then LimeWire comes in from Conant to sing and entertain. So yeah, cruise, and then we have a bounce house that we're doing, and we have raffle baskets. We have a 50-50.
Yeah.
Also, the shirts, people. The shirts we will have at Pride, but we're only carrying 70? No, not even 70.
Yeah, limited sizes,
limited.
limited colors.
Limited sizes, limited colors. We only did green, blue, and purple, and they're
Yeah.
men's. No, we did. Did we do women's?
Didn't we
all
try
did
and
all
do
men's.
pink too? Didn't we do pink, or were they sold out?
They were out. Yeah, they were out.
Oh yeah.
Is that what they had? That we just got out of that big sale? Like everyone could have taken advantage, because if you go online right now, they're $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll go on sale again. If you don't get it before Pride, they're still going to be on our Threadless account, and sales go on. They happen all the time. So if you can't afford it, don't be like, oh shoot, I missed out. And I don't get, like in the past where you didn't get the Pride shirt, you just didn't get it. You can get this anytime. We'll always have it on our site.
Yeah.
So
So exciting.
the next time go live on the show. It'll be post Pride.
It'll be post
Oh
Pride.
my God, and guess what that show is? You can be gay and be a Christian.
Oh,
We have that counselor coming on.
all
That's
right.
what her office is devoted to, because she was also hashtag
What
buttons, I guess is.
what an amazing after Pride show.
Right. And like to start it like it was like a good, because I worry so much about these kids that Becky, that's my biggest thing when I read these comments. They're not pissing me off. I've already heard it. I worry about their children.
Yeah. And it's their children, their nieces, their nephews, their their family members, their friends who see this vile talk and then think that they're not valued or loved,
not valued
and
or
that they got to shove these feelings way down deep inside of them again. And Pride is for everybody.
I said my quote again today. It's open for everyone, but not everyone's invited.
Right. Very much.
That's gonna be my new thing. If you don't like the gay community, you're not invited. It's that easy, people. It is that easy.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
You know what? If you don't want to see a drag show,
don't
stay
come.
Home.
It's just like, if I don't want to hear that
If
I'm
you
going
don't
to
wanna see
hell, I'm not
Moana,
going to go to
stay home.
church. Right? I don't go to church because I don't agree with what they're preaching.
If you don't like horror
But I don't
movies,
go and kill people.
change the channel.
Not kill people, but I don't go on, killing them with words on their site, on their Facebook page. Buttons, hashtag buttons. For the 3. Only 2 people did it? Chris and Becky's on the thing. It's the 3 winners all the time. Okay, we got 3. That's it. There's more than 3 people watching.
Hashtag.
You can't sit with us. That's right.
But you know what? You know how I tell you that there's always a song going on in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like I hear a word, and so just so you know, with the hashtag buttons, the Pussycat Dolls buttons is going through my head right now.
My buttons, that one.
Loosen up my buttons, babe.
Yeah.
And then I have choreography to it too. So it's in my head. Loosen up my buttons, babe. And I'm going out, squat. Because that's how I would cue it in my class.
Oh, Lordy. All right. We're going to draw these buttons and get these buttons off of here. I'm ready to take this. I love this hair.
I love the hair too.
Is this not adorable?
It's
because I'm not used to short. I'm not used to the. I may wear it at Pride. How are you doing your hair for Pride? It's a sore subject, people. Don't ask her.
Mop. That's what it's going to look like. Mop. And I'll end up sweating. So then mop will go into like a hair tie at some point.
You know what? Get you some Pride sweatbands and the wrist cuffs to go with your tutu. Would be really cute.
I swear this is so stupid. Like my 5 head here, like the headbands like pop off my head.
Oh, because you're like a cone head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See it? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It just goes attention to it, on, and then they'll go do 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 ping.
I'll never be able to. Nope. Never going to be able to do it. All right.
I am not that girl. I am not Becky with the good hair.
All right. Last chance. We're going to spin it to win it. Go ahead. We're ready. Who's our winner? I see this. It's everybody we know.
You know who I didn't see today, and I put my status for her. Is I don't see my wife today. She must not have had a.
Oh yeah, I didn't see Colleen. Pam. Pam. We'll put it in your. We'll just put it in your VIP bag. We'll put it in your VIP bag. All right, I'm just going to show you real quick, just a piece of it. That's all I'm showing.
I've seen it.
That's all I'm showing you. That's just a fraction of the costume. But yeah, that's
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. We have we have a Willy Wonka performer. Cadence Jane's doing a Willy Wonka song.
Love.
Firestorm from Columbus is doing a Disney Dudes mix song. There's some really cute numbers.
Like Be a Man.
Yeah, like all these it's cute.
From Mulan. That's from Mulan. Yes. Always a musical.
Somebody else. Oh, Robin Hartz is gonna do like a sing-along where she does this thing. She does it at where she sings, but then she also makes the audience sing too. So it's really
love. All right. So now I know that when Robin Hartz is on, I need to be in the audience.
Yes.
Do not be off doing something. Be there.
There's the entertainers are great. They're great.
I'm excited
and they like
the entertainers.
Of course, Kiana's bringing her a Whitney number.
Oh yeah.
Danielle's got some really good songs. Vivian called me. She hasn't sent her music yet, so God only knows what she's bringing.
She said sorry.
She said.
She forgot.
Oh, she's funny.
Oh,
she's like, I know what she's doing for her last one.
I can't wait because she's so stupid. Like I love it so much.
Her last one. Bring a tissue.
Oh, is it the one that? Oh, the one that made me cry before. Oh God, and I'll cry again because I'm that person.
She's closing the second show because she's only staying till the second show. She has something else. So second show, don't miss it.
Such a powerful number.
I know. I hate her.
Ugh.
She's just so talented. Madison has some good
so
songs
talented.
Too. Oh wait, yeah, I wasn't invited. Oh, you didn't imply. Imply. You didn't apply.
I know, and we are still getting messages and people saying, "Hey, I want to perform and
be a vendor,
so much
volunteer."
Support. Vendors are still saying, "Hey, let me be a vendor," and we're like, "Oh, we got our map set, people. Sign up early."
I said today, Sunday's the cutoff. Because Monday I gotta get the maps done and send that. Everyone's like, "Well, where's our information? We want our information," because we said we were going to.
And they are going to be so jealous about scavenger hunt too. But these clues had to be written. So
yeah, I mean, and that's what I told people. I said I can't. But most of the people were like, we've got a lot of good ones that came in too. That are like nonprofits and stuff that are like to educate people about laws and legislation and.
We have so many amazing nonprofits there.
Yes.
But hey, we also have some people who are selling some really great stuff.
We really do. And some amazing food.
Somebody, Kelly, my wife, is the biggest Baby Groot fan in the entire world. And there are going to be crochet vendors there who made a Baby Groot for me to buy for my wife.
I want a Baby Yoda one.
You know what? There's probably going to be somebody with.
And I need a Yoda. I need a Yoda balloon too. So you got to get that for me too.
Oh no! You know what you're going to do? You're going to walk yourself over to Flower Clowns, and you're going to be like, "Hey, give me a Yoda balloon."
I'm going to say,
give me a Mona balloon.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I want a Mona balloon
because these people with these balloons. They're insane. They can.
You said they can make anything. Becky said you can make anything.
They're amazing. They are amazing. And we paid for the balloons. We paid for the inflatables. We paid for the princesses and superheroes so that no child is going to have to be told, "No, honey, we can't afford this."
Yep. They can have as many balloons as they want to do.
Equal for everybody, so it doesn't matter, if you got paid this week.
You can take as many pictures with Ariel and all them as you want.
Yeah, and Ariel
and go down that slide as many times as you want. What else do we have? We have what's the little thing? The little ball.
Ski ball. We have ski ball. We have inflatable axe throwing. Which is ridiculous. So much fun. We have ring toss,
face painting,
caricature artist.
We don't have
we just have so much. And we were able to add so many fun elements this year. And
Thank you, Autumn. You were part of this beginning.
yes, Autumn, we
Without
would
your
not
work.
be here without you and your
Yeah.
family, and the generous love that Miss Cookie bestowed upon us.
Yes.
You know,
We
we're
were
a
blessed
501c3 because of that
because of,
love.
yeah.
So
Yep.
thank you.
Yep. Well, that's tied us up for tonight. We went over, but we don't care. We're getting you all pumped and ready. So we want to see you out Saturday. Listen, Saturday,
15th.
be there at 12. Be there before 12. You can park in Save a Lot parking lot. We have shuttles that are being donated that are going to take
Shuttles
you.
all day.
She is singing in heaven. I'm absolutely sure of it. And you know what? She's probably like, shut up to everything else that's going on. And be there because we're announcing some big things. We have our scholarship. We are so excited. Because we sat for all year and we're like, nobody's giving to the scholarship. Well, we are giving away $1,000 scholarship. The Bill Daywalt, the very first one on Saturday. And we are awarding our t-shirt guy. He doesn't know, don't tell Logan, but he's going to get his award. And we have the art contest people come and get their awards as well. We're just gonna have a good time, and then we're gonna go start it right off at 12:30 with a drag show. Pumped, high energy, gonna have fun. We are gonna have fun. So love you all. Just remember, love each other. Just spread love, spread joy, spread peace. And I ask for all of you when you're attending on Saturday, and we're going to tell the volunteers this too, is don't, if you see something, I don't anticipate anything, but I can't be ignorant to it either. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's going to be just like all the other years. Excuse me. No problems. We'll probably have protesters. We're getting out there. The people know now. They just know, there probably will be protesters. There's probably going to be things you're going to hear that you're not going to like. Just ignore it, first of all. But they're not allowed down in the festival. They have to stay up on top of the hill. But like I've told the volunteers and the board, these are the things that I want you to do. Don't second guess and don't think, I don't want to, if you see something that makes you uneasy or uncomfortable, or you think someone's acting a little off, tell somebody. Okay. I would rather you be wrong and we accuse somebody, not really accuse them, but have an officer or somebody look into it further than to not say something and something happen. Okay. So just remember that. And we all will have I won't, because I'll be all glammed out. You'll see me with this one time. All of the board members will have on their shirts with their lanyards. It's a board shirt. They all have different colored shirts with their name and the Pride logo. And then all of our volunteers will be in bright colored shirts: blue, yellow, orange, pink are the colors for the volunteers. They can all help you. We have walkie-talkies on our board members too, so they can communicate. And if you're losing a child somewhere, because it's a big area, I mean, and there's going to be a lot of people. So you let your children know that our tent is their safe space, and we're going to ask them as soon as they come over, who are you here with? What's your mommy's? They say, I'm here with my mommy. We say, what's your mommy's name? And they're going to say, Becky Beeman. Yeah, hopefully Angel Kish, and they're going to say, and when you come over to look for them, or we announce you from the grandstand, you better know that your name is right. You better tell them to say your name right, because we're not going to let them go. We're going to keep your kids protected. So mean dad or mom that doesn't want them to be down there, that has nothing to do in their life anymore or whatever, they think they're going to have say, and they're going to come down there and try to take them away. So, just things like that. Because, you have to think of all these things. I was a children's pastor for a long time. And so I think of things like that. Like we're going to keep your kids safe if they get lost. So tell them to come to our tent. It's a big blue tent. Can't miss it. With all the game, all the toys that were given away. But thank you. Love you all tonight. Again, thank you to our special guest, Carolyn. It was wonderful having her on tonight. And we will see you in 2 weeks with another Lots of Tea. Hopefully Marge is feeling better. She's not too worn out. And she'll be here to make us laugh too. Thanks to Becky for joining me tonight and filling in for Large Marge. Good night. Lots of love to you. Are you or someone that you know contemplating suicide? Or perhaps
planning to harm someone else? Or are you organizing a mass shooting? If so, please reach out for help at the nationwide hotline, the helpline at 988. That's right, you just have to dial 988 and a counselor will assist you in the help that you need. Call 988 now. Are you a victim of child abuse or know someone who is? Please notify someone at 1-800-for-a-child. Save a life. Make a change. Or are you or someone you love a victim of domestic violence? Call the people at the domestic abuse hotline at 800-799-SAFE. That's 800-799-7233.